Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we'll go through a hip-focused hip opening flow. Quite a fun one, a little bit challenging at times, but yeah, good fun and really great for the hips. We'll start at the top of the mat, so you can come into a forward fold, standing. So feet can be hip-width distance apart, and then you can start to release your upper body over the legs. Maybe finding a softness in the knees. Perhaps resting your fingertips on the mat, or maybe you want to grab opposite elbows and just kind of hang over the legs. Can you relax the neck? Can you relax the shoulders? And start to arrive into this space, into your own body, as you arrive into this first shape. And also as you start to deepen your breath, drawing in deeper inhales through the nose, feeling the rib cages expand against the thighs, and then exhale fully. Good. Do that 2 more times. Really big inhales, starting to truly connect with the breath and the body. And release out. Final big inhale in, fill the lungs fully. Now hold on to the breath at the very top for just a moment, and then open the mouth, sigh the air out. Good. Release your fingertips onto the mat and walk your feet a little bit further apart so that the toes are slightly pointing out. From here we're going to sit down into a Skandasana. You can bring your elbows into the insides of the knees, hands at heart center. Open through the heart, sink down through the hips and lengthen through the lower back. This might be a really big hip opener to start with, as it is at the beginning of our practice. If you're not able to sit all the way down, you can stay a little bit higher up. Maybe the heels lift, that's fine. Take an inhale here. And then as we exhale, we tilt forward, back into a forward fold. Good. And then as we inhale, sit back down, Malasana. Open the heart, and then exhale, tilt forward. Good. We'll do that a few more times. Inhale, sit down, open the chest, push the knees away from each other, and then exhale, fold over the legs. Good. Final time, inhale, and then exhale, tilt forward. Well done. You can walk your feet a little bit closer to each other. We come into a regular forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Your hands can come onto the shins or the thighs. Gaze forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Good. We'll then place our hands onto the mat. Step into a plank pose. Bringing your knees down for this first round. Exhale, release all the way onto the mat. Inhale, open up into a cobra. Pull the shoulders back, release back down. Then we'll tuck our toes under, push onto hands and knees, and then find a downward facing dog. Good. Find a bit of movement here as we arrive into our first down dog. Might feel quite good. So maybe bending one knee at a time. Your hips might move from side to side. Try to lengthen through the entire spine, guiding the sitting bones towards the ceiling. Good. Well done. Take one more inhale here, coming into stillness. And then exhale fully. Good. We'll then reach our right leg up behind us as we inhale. And then bend through the right knee, open through the hip, and start to make big circles with the right knee. So drawing big circles in the air with the right knee, and then switch direction. Good. We'll then inhale, reach the right leg back up straight, and then exhale, draw the right knee in towards the right tricep, tapping it there. Good. Then we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee so that we come into a figure 4 shape through the legs, and the stomach and the chest presses against the right leg. Good. You can keep the right knee flexed, so finding an opening for the right glute. Good. Take an inhale. And then as we exhale, we move our weight forward and step the right foot towards the right side of the mat, at the top of the mat. So we arrive in a lizard pose. You can drop your hips a little bit lower, maybe drop the left knee if you like. And find an opening for the right inner thigh, for the left hip flexor, perhaps coming down onto the forearms if that feels right for you today. So feeling into your hips, and go according to how you're feeling right now. How much space is there right now? Good. We take an inhale. And then if you were on your forearms, come back onto the hands. We're going to start to move towards the back of the mat. And we bend the left knee, arriving into a skandasana. So we have our left knee bent, right leg pointing towards the top of the mat. You can bring your hands to heart center if that's accessible. Or maybe you rise a little bit higher up, supporting yourself with your hands. Good. Take an inhale here. And then we exhale, rebending the right knee, and we arrive at a low lunge at the top of the mat, inhaling the arms up. Reach up and sink the hips low. Good. We'll take a few breaths here, finding length in that left hip flexor, opening up through the heart, reach up through the fingertips, ground down through the right foot. Good. Take an inhale. And then exhale, sweep the hands down, tuck the left toes under and step into a plank pose. We'll go through a vinyasa, your choice of a vinyasa. You can keep your knees lifted or lower them down. Upward facing dog or cobra. And then downward facing dog. Well done. We'll move to the other side. So with your next inhale, reach your left leg up behind you. And then bend through the knee, open through the hip, and start to draw circles in the air. Big ones, as big as you can, to find as much opening in the hip as you can. And then switch directions. Good. Then reaching the left leg up behind us, inhale. Exhale, draw the left knee in towards the left tricep, tapping it there, and then cross the left ankle over the right knee. Good. Guiding your chest, your tummy as close to the left leg as you can. If you want to come onto the right tiptoes or the ball of the foot, you can do that. See where you can find a nice opening for the left glute. Long spine, long arms. Inhale. And then exhale, we move our weight forward and step the left foot towards the outer edge of the mat. Opening up into a lizard, pull the shoulders back, maybe drop the right knee down. And see what feels good for this side of the hip. Maybe coming all the way down. Good job. Breathing into the hips. Take one more inhale. Coming back onto the hands if you aren't there. And then we start to turn through the side all the way towards the back, bending the right knee, coming to the back of the mat into a skandasana, hands at heart center. You can press your right elbow towards the right knee here to keep that opening. Good. Take an inhale. And then rebending the left knee, we move towards the top of the mat, right knee grounds. Inhale, reach the arms up. Good. Sink the hips low to find that opening. Maybe gazing up to find length. Good. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, hands come down. You can tuck the right toes under and step into a plank pose, going through your choice of a vinyasa. We all meet in our downward facing dog. Good. We'll take a full breath in here and out. Good. Then coming onto your tiptoes as you inhale, bending the knees, and then you can either walk, hop, or step to the top of the mat. As you inhale, and then fold over as you exhale. Find your way all the way up to standing, arms come overhead, extended mountain pose, and then exhale, hands to heart center. You can release your arms by your sides as we come into our main sequence. So you can bring your weight onto the left foot, then inhale the right knee up and reach the arms up too. Good. Find length here. And then as we exhale, we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, hands to heart center, squatting down towards a variation of a chair pose. Good. The hips move back. The right knee opens up to the side. Good. And lowering down through the upper body as low as feels good, finding that opening in the right glute. Good. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, you can rise a little bit higher, releasing the right ankle, and then guiding it back through a warrior three, and then drop your hands down, coming into standing splits. Good. You might want to hug the left shin, ankle in to find a deeper fold, reaching the right leg up. Good. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, the right knee comes all the way down behind the left ankle, and we come into a twist. Left hand down, reach your right arm up. And then exhale, cross the right elbow over the left knee. Good. Length through the spine with every inhale. And maybe twist a little bit deeper with the exhales. Take one more inhale here. And then as we exhale, we're going to slide the left foot a little bit further down so that the knees come a little bit closer to each other. So we find a Gomakasana basically. Turning towards the top of the mat again. Left ankle might be off the mat. And try to sit both sitting bones down. You can roll the shoulders back to find length in the spine. Good. And we take one inhale here. And then as we exhale, can you come over the knees, plant your hands down. And from here, we're going to reach our right leg back behind us. Inhale here. And then tuck your left toes under. And as you exhale, coming into a three-legged dog. Good. Take one more inhale, reach the right leg higher. And then exhale, hug your right knee in towards the chest and step it forward between the hands. We're coming into a high lunge, reaching the arms up. Beautiful. Find length in the upper body and the arms. Find grounding through the feet, through the hips. Take an inhale. And then exhale, open up into a warrior two. Arms open out to the sides. The left heel grounds. The shoulders drop down. Good. Inhale, reach forward. And then exhale, reverse the warrior. Right arm reaches up. Good. Then coming back through center. Right elbow onto the knee, left arm over. Good. Long line in the left side of the body. Beautiful. Take just one inhale here. And then we're going to drop the left hand, the left shoulder down and reach both of our hands towards the left top corner of the mat. Make sure the right knee is still pointing towards the right toes. And we sort of bow as if into a humble warrior, but in a warrior two pose with our fingertips on the mat. Good. You guide your hips towards the opposite side of the mat. Take an inhale here. And then you can walk your hands in a little bit, and we start to move towards the Skandasana at the back of the mat. So left elbow comes into the left knee. Roll the shoulders back to open up through the heart. And you know the variations for Skandasana. If it's a bit hard to go all the way down, keeping the left heel down. Good. Take an inhale. And then as we exhale, either with the help of your hands or without, sit down onto the right glute and turn the left knee in. So we're coming into a seat with our right leg extended in front of us. Take an inhale here, reach the arms up, and then exhale, fold over the right leg. Taking a few breaths. We're going to inhale, lengthening the spine, gaze forward. Exhale, fold over a little bit deeper. Do that once more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Then rolling the spine back up. Can you come back the same way you came? So grounding down the left hand, either with the help of your hands or without, coming up. And then from here, we're going to move back into a warrior two. Good. Inhale just for one breath. And then exhale, hands come down. We step into a plank pose and go through a vinyasa of your choice. Upward facing dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Good. Take a full breath in. And out. Good. Then coming onto the tiptoes, inhale, bend the knees and find your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, look forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Then coming all the way up to standing, arms sweep overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Release your arms by your sides. We'll move to the other side. Right foot grounds onto the mat. And then we inhale, arms up, left knee up. Good. And then you can cross your left ankle over the right knee. Hands come to heart center and we squat down. The hips move back, the chest moves forward, the tummy moves closer to the thighs. Good. Finding your balance here, returning to your breath and the rhythm of the breath. For one more inhale. And then rising up a little bit higher so you can release the foot, transitioning through a warrior three, just kind of gliding, flowing through it. Hands come down, left leg reaches up. The left leg doesn't have to go very high up. Main point is that we keep it active, that we keep the hips squared. You might want to grab the right ankle if it's there for you. Might make it a bit more challenging with balance. Good. Take an inhale. Reach the left leg up and then bend through both knees, tapping the left knee onto the mat. We come into that twist. Right hand behind us. Inhale the left arm up. And then exhale. Cross it over the knee. Good. You can gaze over the right shoulder as you find that twist. Breathing. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Return to face the top of the mat. And then we'll slide our right foot a little bit further so that the knees come a little bit closer to each other. Coming into our Gomakasana. It doesn't matter if the shape is a bit more open, as long as you can find some kind of a stretch, some kind of an opening here in the sides of the thighs and the IT bands. It's often easier to find that if you keep both sitting bones grounded. It's quite a challenging asana on its own, so don't be too hard on yourself if the shape doesn't feel comfortable right away. Good. We'll take one more inhale, deep. And then exhale, find your way over the knees onto sort of all fours. We're going to kick the left leg up behind us. Inhale, find length. Tuck the right toes under and lift the hips up into a three-legged dog. Good. Find length in the leg, in the spine as you inhale. And then hug the left knee in towards the chest and step it forward. We come into our high lunge. Arms reach up. Good. Finding that grounding through both feet, especially through the left heel. And keep pushing the right heel towards the back of the mat. Inhale to open up through the chest, reach the arms up. And then exhale, open into a warrior two. Beautiful. Roll the shoulders back and down, keeping the upper body really effortless. The legs are strong. Beautiful. With our next inhale, reach forward and then reverse the warrior. Right hand grounds down, left arm reaches over. Good. And then coming back through center, elbow onto the knee, right arm over. Good. Lengthen through the right side of the body. Take an inhale. And then both hands ground down onto the mat and we walk the fingertips towards the top right corner of the mat. You can sink your hips down towards the sort of other edge of the mat. Keep the left knee pointing forward. Maybe relax your head and your neck. Good. Taking one more inhale. And then walk your hands in just a little bit. And then we bend the right knee, finding our skandasana at the back of the mat. Hands can meet at heart center. Right elbow might push the right knee out. Good. Take an inhale. And then settle a little bit deeper as you exhale. Good. Taking our final inhale here. And then we're going to sit our left glute down and turn the right knee in and down. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, fold over the left leg. Good. We inhale, find length here. And then exhale, fold over. Doing that again, inhale. And exhale. Good. Then rolling the spine back up. We're going to turn the right knee up, opening it, and then find your way back into that skandasana. Good. It's a hip mobility drill, that one. Quite fun, quite challenging too. And then we'll find our way back into a warrior two at the top of the mat. Well done. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, both hands land onto the mat. We step into a plank pose. Go through a vinyasa of your choice. You can also skip the vinyasas if you like. And just meet us in a downward facing dog. Good. Take a full breath in and out. With our next inhale, the right leg lifts up. And exhale, we simply find a pigeon pose. So the right knee moves towards the right wrist. Left leg slides back towards the back of the mat. You can adjust through the hips here as necessary. And we inhale to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, fold over the right leg. We'll take a few breaths here, settling into the hips, settling into this pose. Can you start to release and soften something in the right side of the hip? Can you start to release and soften something generally in your body, in yourself, through those deep breaths? Good. We'll take one more inhale on this side. And then push back onto your hands if you're on your forearms or your tummy, tucking the left toes under. We'll simply step back into a downward facing dog. Good. When ready, you can sweep the left leg up behind you. And then exhale. Bring the knee in and place it behind the left wrist, sliding the right leg back. Find length in the spine. Inhale. And then exhale, fold over the legs. Softening something a little bit more here. Maybe it's the hips, maybe it's the shoulders. Maybe you start to generally enter a little bit of a softer place, both in your body and your mind. Take one more inhale. And then pushing back onto your hands. This time we're going to bring our weight onto the left glute and swing the right leg forward. You can keep the knees bent. Maybe reaching your arms forward. We'll find our way onto the mat on our backs. Good. You can hug your knees in towards the chest. Good. And maybe gently sway from side to side a few times. We'll then start to open up into a happy baby pose. So you can grab the backs of the knees or the ankles, maybe the big toes or the outside edges of the feet, and come into this quite a restorative hip opener. It can be a big one though. And please don't go too deep if you feel like your inner thighs or your lower back are quite tight. So holding on a little bit lower if it feels like there's tightness there, if it feels like you can't ground your lower back down. We also want to keep our shoulders quite close to the mat and keep them relaxed. Good. Take a few more breaths, really grounding the sacrum down onto the earth, gently pulling the knees closer to the armpits. Beautiful. Final inhale. And then you can release the feet, bring the knees back in, and then release them all the way onto the mat. Coming into Shavasana. Settling down through both legs, both arms, and making any adjustments that might be necessary at this point, so that once you actually find stillness, you can stay there and you don't feel like you have to fidget around anymore. Make sure the hips are comfortably lying on the mat and just super relaxed. Make sure the shoulders are melting down. Make sure both feet and both hands are relaxed. You can turn the palms up to find more opening in the chest. And then just challenge yourself and try to relax each and every muscle of the body as we arrive and rest here in Shavasana for a bit. inviting a deeper inhale in through the nose and release it out. You can take a few more of those as you start to find a bit of movement in the body. Maybe through the feet, the hands, the arms, the legs. Maybe you reach your arms all the way overhead for that really yummy full body stretch. And then we'll hug our knees in towards the chest. You can gently sway from side to side. And then finally, dropping onto one side. And from there, pushing yourself back up into a seat. Maybe still for a moment longer, keep your eyes closed. Find a really still place here. Maybe feeling that bliss that we sometimes do after movement and then coming into stillness. Can you sit with it and appreciate it for a few breaths, just in stillness? And when you're ready, you can bring your hands to heart center, expressing gratitude for this practice that grounds us and brings us presence and moves our bodies. And when you're ready, bow your head towards your hands. Thank you. I am so very grateful for all of you practicing here with me and giving me the chance and the platform to offer these classes. So thank you so much for being here. I hope today's practice gave you what you were looking for. I'm here every week. Every Thursday I post a new flow. So if you enjoy practicing with me, please subscribe to my channel, leave me a thumbs up and perhaps a comment in the comment section. I really love hearing your thoughts, and all the likes and comments go a really long way. I hope I see you here next week too. Thank you.